So, you've got a brilliant idea, maybe even a game-changing one. But right now, it's just a spark in your mind. The big question is, how do you take that spark and forge it into a real business that investors are actually excited to fund? Well, it all comes down to the blueprint, and that's exactly what we're going to build today. Think about it. What is that magic ingredient? What's the secret sauce that really separates a cool idea from a successful, thriving business? It's probably the biggest question every single founder has to answer. And the answer is actually pretty simple. It's the plan. It's the bridge that takes you from the chaos of a new idea to the clarity of a real venture. It's not magic, it's a map. It's the document that gives your idea structure, direction, and a voice that's powerful enough to get people's attention. So, what is this plan really? Well, it has two jobs, and they're both absolutely critical. Internally, it's your blueprint, the thing that keeps your whole team on the same page. But externally, it becomes a story, a compelling narrative that's designed to win over the people with the money. Okay, let's get specific. Our source material defines it just like this: a written narrative, usually about 25 to 35 pages long. But hey, don't get bogged down by the page count. The most important words here are what and how. This document proves that you not only have a vision, but that you have a credible, thought-out, step-by-step process to make it happen. And this slide right here, it just captures that dual identity perfectly. The left side, the blueprint, that's for you and your team. It's the gears, the data, the nitty-gritty details. It forces you to be tough on your own ideas. But the right side, the story, that's for them. That's the pitch, the persuasion. It's all about turning that hard work into a story that's impossible for an investor to ignore. And you have to remember who you're writing for. For your employees, this plan is the single source of truth that keeps everyone moving in the same direction. But for investors, for them, it's an audition. They're not just reading a document. They're judging your thinking, your preparation, and your ability to actually pull this off. Okay, so before we start building this plan, we need to know where the landmines are. Knowing the pitfalls is just as important as knowing the path forward. So let's put on our investor hats for a minute and look at the red flags that get a business plan thrown right into the no pile. Let's break these down because they're huge. No skin in the game. An investor thinks, if you don't believe in this enough to risk your own cash, why should I risk mine? Defining your market as everyone on earth, that just tells them you haven't done your research. And sloppiness, typos, bad grammar, that is the easiest red flag to spot, and it just screams, if they can't get the small details right, how are they going to run a whole company? So how long should this thing be? Well, the magic number, the sweet spot, is right around 25 to 35 pages. That's detailed enough to be taken seriously, but concise enough to actually get read. And here's a huge pro tip for you. Don't try to get clever with the format. Stick to a conventional structure. Why? Simple. Investors are busy. They want to know exactly where to flip to find your team bios or your financial projections. In this case, clarity beats creativity every single time. All right, now for the fun part. Let's actually build this thing. We're going to break down the anatomy of a killer business plan. And I want you to think of it less like writing a boring report and more like building a powerful story, one essential piece at a time. The whole plan really tells a story in 4 acts. Act 1 is the summary, that's your hook. Act 2 is the market, where you prove the opportunity is massive. Act 3 is the execution, where you show exactly how you're going to win. And the finale, that's the financials, where you translate your story into the only language investors truly speak, numbers. So Chapter 1, the executive summary. This is, without a doubt, the most important page in the whole document. So here is the big secret. You write it last. Yep, only after you've wrestled with every single detail of your business can you boil it all down into that powerful, one-page story that has to go right at the very front. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The source material couldn't be clearer. The executive summary is arguably the most important section. It's often the only thing a busy investor reads at first. It has to be perfect. Next up, Chapter 2, the market. This is where you prove you're an expert. Don't just list a bunch of stats. You need to show that you understand the soul of your industry, that you know your customers' pain points even better than they do, and that you have a clever way to outsmart the competition. And then we get to execution. This is the how part. Look, an idea is worthless without a solid plan to bring it to life. This section gets into your operations, your marketing plan, and, most importantly, the single biggest asset you have, your team. Now, this right here is a fascinating peek into an investor's mind. So many of them will read your summary and then flip straight to the management team section. You know why? They know a great idea is nothing without a great team. They're not just betting on the idea, they're betting on you. And finally, the financials. This is the climax of your story. All that brilliant strategy, all that hard work, it all gets translated into the universal language of business, the numbers. This is where you prove your plan isn't just a nice dream, it's a potential money-making machine. Okay, you've done the hard work. The blueprint is complete. Now, it's showtime. It's time to take that document off the page and bring it to life in your pitch. When you're up there presenting, just remember 2 golden rules. Number 1, practice until you can do it in your sleep. Your confidence will come from being prepared. And number 2, respect the clock. Finishing on time isn't just polite, it shows that you're a professional and that you're in control. And here it is, the classic 12-slide investor pitch. This isn't just a checklist, you guys. This is a narrative arc. You start with a problem to get them nodding along. You present your solution as the hero of the story. You show the opportunity is huge, your team is the A-team to get it done, and the financials prove it's a smart investment. You follow this arc and you will tell a story they won't forget. So there you have it, the blueprint, the structure, the checklist, everything you need to turn your idea into a story that gets funded. The only question that really matters now is, are you ready to tell it?